We are live. It looks like we are live on Lab Coat Agents. We've got a large audience here on Zoom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Friday webinar where we are going to talk about the death of cold calling, or cold anything, as Tony and I talked about, because nowadays in this digital world, you shouldn't have to be cold calling. You shouldn't have to be cold texting. You shouldn't have to be cold contacting anyone, right, Tony? So with that said, welcome to Lab Coat Agents, Tony Giordano. I think this is the second time you've been on a webinar. You were on a podcast episode.
Yeah, maybe it's there's been a couple, 3, 4, but I think a couple of them weren't considered webinars or something like that. I forget.
Well, nonetheless, welcome back. We're happy to have you back. And before you get started, just so everybody knows, this is being recorded. It will be uploaded into our YouTube channel, Lab Coat Agents to YouTube. It's also live on Facebook, so you can also go rewatch it there. With that said, Tony, take it away, my friend.
All right, I'm going to take it away. If I know there's probably a lot of people on the call right now who have seen my presentations before and know my backstory. I just want to make sure, does everybody see the slide?
Good to go.
Okay. So backstory really quick for newbies or newbies to the webinar, newbies to knowing who I am. Got in the business in 1998, 20 years old as a mortgage broker, made my first million at the age of 26 in 2004, made millions from 2004 to 2007. Every car, toy, boat, watch, fine art you could think of, I had it. Life was dandy. And lost everything in the 08-09 crash, 812 FICO score to 496, laid off 100 people, youngest son's diagnosed with autism, all of my cars are repossessed, 19 foreclosures on my credit, and I lost everything after building a massive multi-million-dollar empire in the mortgage industry. Switched to the sales side, became an agent, left lending October of 09, did a couple things that I'm going to show you today. Just little things, not even kind of the advanced stuff that I teach. Did a couple of those little things, took a different approach to social media than anyone else was, and still 99% of people do not know the correct way to do it, and got a $5.8 million listing in less than 30 days from Facebook, and the rest is history. Rookie of the year, wrote best-selling books, became a national speaker, and owned my own coaching company, and literally became a millionaire agent again, but this time on the sales side, driven solely by modern day techniques. So that's usually the very inspirational story that I just kind of fast track through so that I can give you guys as much value as I can today with this topic, death of the cold call. Now, I am going to show you guys a little big giveaway we're going to do. But before I do, if anybody wants to follow me, engage with me online, you want to keep up to date with things, you just want to see how I do certain things online, following me is a good thing. So I'm not saying this in an arrogant, like, oh, follow me. I'm just saying you might get some ideas, some tips. So if you want to reach out to me or know which one to follow, that's my personal Instagram page. Just me as Tony Giordano. It's not any of my business pages or anything, but there's my personal Instagram, and then you can pretty much find everything else once you're following one. All right, so the big giveaway. I've done this before for lab coats. I'm going to do it again today. You have to stay on this call in order to win, because at the very end of this call or this webinar, I'm going to give you what you have to do in order to have a secret word that you're going to have to text me. And as soon as I get it, whoever I get it from first wins. What do you win? A membership to my coaching program. So my coaching program is called RISE. RISE stands for Relevant Innovative Skill Enhancement, just so you know what you're winning. You are not winning this. I have one-on-one coaching and I have group coaching. You are not winning a one-on-one coaching slot with me as your coach, just with you and me on the phone for a year. That's not what you're winning today. Just make sure everybody's clear. What I'm giving away is my group program, and the group program, very many agents have benefited from it, from rookie agents all the way to super mega agents in the United States. Various topics that I teach in my group program, from the online stuff, the tech stuff, to just things people normally don't coach people on. It's a very wide range. You will be getting this. This is what you're winning today, or one of you. Bi-weekly coaching calls, exclusive mastermind group, all access to the resources. So you get the group community, you get the bi-weekly coaching call from me, live, like this, coaching you. You're just on the call with other agents. You're getting access to all the systems, scripts, tools. That normally is a group coaching program for 1 year for $2,400 a year, $199 a month. And somebody is going to get that today. All right. All right. So take notes. Remember, you have to be on the call at the end in order to win a 1-year membership to my group program. Death of the cold call. What do I mean? Right? I mean death of the cold call. That's what I mean. Exactly what I said. So death of cold calling. Is Tony really saying the death of calling, knocking, texting? Is he saying the death of cold calling? There are some of the biggest agents in the nation who still pound phones and cold call and close 100 million plus a year. I'm not saying the death of calling. As Jeff brought out earlier, I'm saying the death of cold. Why would we choose to do anything cold today? Why? And when you think about it, a lot of people think that the death of cold or because of technology and access to information, that this is recent. And with all of this that's happened over the last few months, a new term has arisen, right? Social distancing. But now you're hearing people and experts who are teaching social distancing lead gen and lead generate online and use social media to lead generate. I've been teaching lead generation, social distancing lead gen for over 10 years. Do you want to know when it died? It died in 2010. That's when cold calling died. That's when cold died. How do I know it died in 2010? Well, it was actually 2009, technically, is when I got that first $5.8 million listing, because I was connecting with people warm instead of cold. Now, we can go back a second. Some of the biggest teams, some of the biggest agents cold call. Well, actually they do. They're actually doing cold. But they also have a team of 5, 10, 15 people pounding the phones and using dialers to try to generate the amount of business one agent used to be able to do on their own 20 years ago, cold calling. Now it takes a team of people pounding phones in order to produce that same level of volume and production. And my whole question, why? Why would you even want to do cold? Why did you even want to call somebody and not already know what to talk about? You have to just shoot the craps table and see what comes out of it. When the internet and technology make everything boiling hot. So the question you have to ask yourself, why would we do anything cold today when we have all of this that makes things boiling hot? Now, I said it in my book, The Social Agent 2.0 on Amazon. This book right there in chapter 13 that goes into this, I said it there. Forget cold calling, I'm hot connecting. See, that's what I call it, hot connecting with human beings, not cold calling anymore. I don't even consider calling on expireds and FSBOs a cold interaction, because you at least know something about them already, right? They're needing to sell. So that's not considered a cold call. If I knock on an expired's front door and the door opens, I don't have to guess and figure out what's going to come out of this. I know they need to sell. So I consider this the first level of warmth, right? It's the first level of you know something about them already. So why would I just go and knock on random doors in a neighborhood and not know who's going to open the door and not know what their situation is? And why would I want to if I can just do that online? Well, what does it look like online? What if right before you knocked on the door of an actual house, I want you to think about this. Right before you knock on the door of an actual home that you're standing on the porch, a screen appeared, right on the front door and said, 24 mutual friends, 7 similar interests, you both graduated USC and you both like the Boston Red Sox. What if the front door actually said that?
That would be amazing. I'd go knock on doors.
Right? How many of you, when the door opened, would use the information on the front door in your delivery? Every single one of you. If the front door said that, as soon as that door opened, just like social media does, as soon as the door opens online, now we're actually at a house. As soon as that door opens, you see, just like social media, hi, Sarah Smith. Hi, Tony Giordano, name tag, just like Facebook has. She already knows everything about me right there in my little bio. And then I say, Sarah, I'm curious, how do you know John, Jennifer, Jake, Jill, and Jane? Wait, you like the Boston Red Sox too? Did you see that game last night? Amazing game-winning home run. Oh, you have a dog named Roxy too? Oh, is that Roxy? Come here, Roxy. Oh, wow, what a sweet dog. No, seriously, how do you know Jill, Sarah? Oh, funny you should ask, Tony. Jill's my aunt. Oh, my goodness. Wow, you're related to Jill? Well, Sarah, I'm sure you of all people were so touched by what she went through last year and how she overcame that horrible thing in her life. I got to tell you something, Sarah. Your family is very strong-willed and actually helped our family just by seeing Jill get through that. Yeah, that's our family. We're kind of strong-willed, but it's kind of a sensitive subject right now, Tony, because my husband is going through the same illness my Aunt Jill did. And so she's been coming over a lot to kind of help my husband. Do you see the quality of conversation that would happen at the front door of a house if the front door gave you that info? The quality of conversation would be so much more in depth. But the front door doesn't say that, does it? No form of communication today says that. No call lists to pound phones gives you that. No front door gives you that. No mailbox gives you that. The only thing that gives you that is the modern day front door. See, I don't go door knocking, ladies and gentlemen. I go door clicking. This is what my front doors look like. And there's a ton of different neighborhoods that I have access to these modern day doors. So that's what mine looks like. That's the information on mine. Does that look familiar to you? Right?
100%.
It should.
Man. 100%.
Because this is it. This is the modern day front door right here. That's what you just saw on the previous slide. This is the modern day door. This is where I go door clicking. And this is just Facebook. It's any of them, right? Because as soon as I pull this down, well, Tony, these are just people on Facebook. When you go door knocking, you're trying to find homeowners. Homeowners aren't on Facebook? Yeah, but at least you're in the neighborhood. I'm in the neighborhood right here, times 10,000. And I can do it in a fraction of the time in my pajamas. And my front door takes my 6 degrees of separation and goes, and I can have a warm conversation. See, and when I scroll over one of my front doors right here, what happens when I scroll over the door? It pops it up bigger, right? And now I can see, 5 mutual friends. Oh, I can see where he works. Maybe I can click on his timeline and check it out, get a little bit more information on the person. See, this is the modern day front door, ladies and gentlemen. What are you doing to take advantage of it? This is also right there in the news feed, right? If I'm in the news feed, I don't even have to go to friend suggestions. I could just be in the news feed. I could see somebody posted something. She's asking a question. Hey, what kind of lizard is this or reptile is this? And right there at the bottom, there's a lady named Peggy. And so I'm just going to get into the conversation because that's what we do as salespeople. We converse. We connect with human beings. That's what sales is. And I scroll over Peggy's name just like I did on Andrew's name. So what happens when I scroll over her name? It pops it up larger. And once again, mutual friends. And it says add friend right there because her and I aren't connected yet. Nothing else touches this. And again, this is one example of Facebook. This is LinkedIn. I'm in my newsfeed on LinkedIn. Same thing happens, right? I'm not even connected with Elena. How is it in my newsfeed? Well, because one of my connections commented on Elena's post. I know I'm not connected to her because it says second degree connection, right? So if I scroll over her name, just like I do on Facebook, it pops it up larger. Same exact theme. But nothing else does this out there when we're trying to generate business. We don't get to go to networking events and see a bubble over somebody's head on what our 6 degrees of separation is and what makes them sleep at night and what keeps them up at night and where they like to vacation. These platforms today allow you to never have to do anything cold ever again. So why would we choose to stay cold? So now that I've kind of enlightened you on the modern day front door clicking instead of door knocking, right? Now I'm going to teach you just a segment of my online lead generation 5-phase strategy of using social media at a higher level than most do today. Now, because
Hey Tony, Tony, can I ask you a question? So go back to the slide about the social platforms. And I'm going to ask this question. So are you limited to those 4, or are you encouraging YouTube or so you've got Twitter on there already? What about TikTok?
Here's the thing. I'm showing the 4 that have the highest ROI for modern day door clicking. You're not going to go on YouTube and leave a comment. Remember, the people who leave comments on YouTube are weird, right? Who leaves a comment on YouTube? Like, cool video. Like, very few people leave comments and like videos on YouTube. So there's a lot less engagement. Now, is it growing? Yeah, because they came out with live. And YouTube is really pushing their live streaming now. However, it's not at the level that these platforms are for actually door clicking and connecting with someone and seeing your 6 degrees of separation and them feeling like they truly are connected and a friend of yours. There's nothing better than, in actuality, take Twitter off of this too. The 3 main platforms for this is Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn on your personal profiles. In addition to your business pages, TikTok is an up and coming and is definitely a platform where you can be benefiting greatly by using it like you do these other ones. But because of time, I'm not going to get into my TikTok breakdown and strategies, which I also teach. So just focus on the main ones of where you've always added somebody or connected with somebody and now you are friends or connections. That helps.
Awesome.
Okay. So the online lead generation 5-phase strategy. All right. Phase 1 is the adding phase. Phase 2 is the leverage phase. Phase 3 is the attention phase. Phase 4 is the create frenzy phase. And phase 5, I call the strike. I can't go into all of them today, but I'm going to give you guys some big takeaways in a few of the phases. So let's just start right out of the gate with phase 1 of the 5-phase online lead generation mastery strategy. Phase 1 is adding. What do I mean by adding? Sales is a what game? Numbers. Sales is a numbers game. Real estate, right, is sales. Real estate is a blank sport. Contact, right? It's a contact sport, more than football these days. Am I right? Pretty soon it's going to be the NFL, National Flag Football League. But no, real estate's a contact sport. Sales is a numbers game. And don't let any coach, mentor, or instructor or expert tell you differently. Oh, you got to go after quality instead of quantity. Shut up. That makes absolutely zero sense. Why? Because in order to find quality, you have to go after quantity. That's how then you get to move people out of quantity into more quality. Sales is a numbers game, period. So that means we constantly have to be adding to what? Our audience. Now, an audience can be your CRM, your friends on Facebook, your connections on LinkedIn, databases that you have, meaning your overall audience. It could be the 3 people who walked into your open house on Sunday that you just added to your CRM. What are we doing to increase our audience size every single day? So the 3 steps in growing your audience. All right. This is just it's called my 3-step strategy, 3-step technique. It's just a simple way to get in the habit of growing your audience every day. All right. Online. Number 1, engagement breaks the ice. So you have to engage someone first who you're not connected to, who you're not friends with yet. You don't follow each other on Instagram yet. This is a complete stranger who you see inside the newsfeed on some post of a friend of yours, and you're going to engage this complete stranger like I just showed you in the previous screenshots of Facebook, right? So engagement breaks the ice. Tony, I'm just going to engage somebody I don't know, we're not even connected. Yeah, that's what you do when you're door knocking. It's the same thing, but I'm doing it in a much better place. Now, where did I come up with this strategy? It's the same thing we would do in person if we met a new individual out in real life. See, but when we go online, everybody turns into robots. We all lose our human ability when we go online. Example of how we lose our human ability or our sales selves when we go online is you go online and you say new listing open this Saturday between 12 and 4. Contact me for details or a private showing, entertainer's delight, motivated seller, blah, 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 blah about the house. Every day, that's all I see agents saying and posting. New listing, just sold, price reduction, motivated seller, open again, free muffins, free orange juice, free mimosas. That's not what gets engagement, right? Would any of you with buyers in your car on a listing of yours pull up in front of that house and say, new listing, 5-bedroom, 6-bath, open this Saturday between 12 and 4. Let me know if you'd like to see it. Great entertaining backyard, pool home. You guys want to see? Oh, well, no, Tony. If they were in my car, I'd say, what did I tell you? Think the curb appeal's nice? Wait till I show you the backyard you've been begging me to find you. I think it's safe to say, welcome home. Let's go check it out. But last night when you got that listing, you went on Facebook and said, new listing, 5-bedroom, 6-bath. See, we just turn into these robots online. So my strategy of growing my audience and engaging perfect strangers is what would we do in person if we met a stranger? So would I just randomly walk up to somebody at a barbecue or Starbucks, go right up to their face and say, hi, my name's Tony. Can you and I be friends? No. In real life, we engage from afar. Maybe we start to talk to somebody we build a relationship with, and then we become friends. Well, that process that usually takes days, if not weeks in real life, to become friends with someone, Online, it's a fraction of the time, but it's equal to it. So engagement breaks the ice just like in real life. You got to engage the human being first. Then number two, you give the human being attention. You pay them a compliment because human beings love what? Attention. So now I engage them online and now I'm going to mention them. I'm going to reply to this stranger's comment, right? So what would be an example of engaging? Number one, let's just say I don't know you, you're listening to this right now, and Jeff, who's a mutual friend of ours, posts something on Facebook or Instagram, and I go, great post, Jeff. And then I see you, who's also a friend of Jeff, and you say something like, Jeff, you're hilarious. I wish more people thought like you. And you and I don't know each other. And then all of a sudden, you get a notification, Tony Giordano, who you've never heard of in your life, liked your comment. See, that was the engagement. I just broke the ice. I engaged you, and the first thought in your head is, oh, who's Tony? Who liked my comment? He's intelligent, right? It's just humans. Nothing's changed, ladies and gentlemen. We're just online. We're not robots. Human beings have not changed in 200 years. If we see something offensive, we're offended. If you say happy birthday to me on my timeline on Facebook, I still get warm and fuzzy inside as if you said it to my face. So I engaged you. Now you get a second notification. Tony Giordano has replied or has tagged you. He's mentioned you. He's talking to you now or about you. Whoa, red flag. I don't know this guy, Tony. I know he liked my comment, but whoa. Like, what's this guy saying about me? So you open the notification and it reads, you're hilarious too, Sarah. Isn't Jeff great? So then what do you do to my comment? You like it. Thanks, Tony, because you're human. See, all these experts, all these coaches, all these social media people who are trying to teach it, 95% of them are teaching the side of tech. It's called the tech side to social media. No one is truly teaching the human side to social media. Now, both sides get ROI and you have to learn both sides. But what I'm trying to do is I have to teach people the human side. But I have to figure out all these formulas that I have and strategies and techniques so that it simplifies it for people and they finally understand it. So now I'm giving the human being number two a compliment. And then after her and I go back and forth, she gets a third notification. Tony Giordano sent you a friend request. And what do you think Sarah does after I've engaged and complimented her? Of course. Why not? He's harmless. It's that simple. So this is my 3-step rule. In layman's terms, please, Tony. Give us the 3-step rule in layman's terms. Like them, tag them, add them. It's that simple. Just make sure you
stop overthinking.
Stop overthinking. Just make sure you do 1, 2, 3 in order. Now you can wait to do 3 until after they respond to your number 2. So I liked your comment. Then I said, you're hilarious. And now I choose, you don't have to, but I choose to not send the request until they've acknowledged my compliment. That's just but you don't have to go that far. It's just something I do. So sometimes it's not for 9 hours later, because what happened? They went in, they complimented Jeff, they said something, and then they left. They went to work. They didn't even see my compliment until they logged in later that night. And then as soon as they say, liked your comment, now I send them a request or a connection request. Adding new friends, bottom line, phase 1, adding, is adding new friends on Facebook, new followers on Instagram, new connections on LinkedIn until you have a minimum of 2,000 people on each platform. That's your minimum goal right out of the gate. If you're already at 2,000, guess what you get to go to? 4,000. When you hit 5,000, you're going to 6. When you hit 8,000, you're going to 10,000. You never stop growing your online audience, ever. So what does it look like? Give us a quick rundown of the like 'em, tag 'em, add 'em, right? Well, I'm scrolling through the news feed. I post something or my buddy posts something, and on the left-hand side, I'm in there and I see people commenting who I don't know. So of course, on the right-hand side of this screen, I'm gonna, of course, like my buddy's post, right? Because we're connected. And now I'm just gonna scroll down and I'm gonna find some guy named Ron. And Ron said, with such grace. So what do I wanna do to Ron's comment? I wanna like it. See that? I liked it. Just like I liked my buddy's actual post. Now I'm gonna like random. So what step was that? 1, like them, engage them, right?
Tony, did you clarify this is Instagram you're looking at right now, by the way, folks?
This is Instagram, but I don't want you thinking that. I want you thinking Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. They're all exactly the same thing. It's just the format is different. So just like I showed on Facebook, I see a post, I like my friend's post, then I get into the comment thread, I like somebody's comment on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. Don't think that Tony's only talking about this now. It's any of those 3 platforms, and actuality, any of the platforms. Now, going back, so I liked his comment. So he gets a notification, Tony liked your comment. Then maybe I tag him, right? So I'm gonna reply and say, you're so right. Then he's gonna like my comment back. We already went over that. So I've done step 1 and 2. And now I'm gonna hit follow for Instagram. On Facebook, I'd hit send friend request. On LinkedIn, I'd say send connection request. But him and I have already engaged each other here on Instagram. So now he gets a 3rd notification, step 3, Tony Giordano is now following you. The chance of him following me back is at the highest point right after 2 people engage each other. So do not wait for this on Instagram. I want him to see that I'm following him now so that I have a better chance of him following back, since I can't send him a friend request like I can on Facebook or LinkedIn. Now, what happens just a minute later? He's following me back now. See that on the right-hand side? So I went from following him. So now I'm one of his followers. And now when I pull up his list, right there, you see Tony Giordano, he's following me. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Who do you think sent me a $2.5 million purchase about 3.5 months ago? Ron.
Ron.
Guess how long we knew each other? A month. But social media does what? Takes our 6 degrees of separation and goes, and you feel more connected to people. But he also has to see that I'm capable. So he saw my content, which is a whole nother thing. What I want you all to understand right now, this is a 60-minute session of easily 60 hours of coaching techniques, strategies, and curriculum that I have. The 3-step technique is only one of 10 strategies in my program for increasing relevance, engagement, audience, and leads. This is just for a quick little, I'm going to start doing what Tony said and help my audience grow, but it's only one of 10 techniques to help your audience grow. There's different ways to engage that I teach. There's different scripts for different times. There's online media daily action plans that I have for people on when to post, how often to post, what networks to post, what systems to use for creating great content. So content is everything. The more value we give our audience, the more they feel like they connect with us. So it's not just adding, it's also giving them value. Running targeting ads, learning how to geofence and run geofencing campaigns, breaking down firewalls and restrictions. What do you mean by that, Tony? I've been suspended by Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at least 15 times each over the last easily 6 years, because I'm constantly getting around their firewalls. Oh, they're going to get rid of behaviors now, and you can no longer target people based on this interest or this behavior. Give me a day. I find a way around it and find a new angle to take where now we can benefit from their inner systems. There's also third-party websites that are borderline like crazy, where you just give access to your Facebook, it pulls all your friends, and then it starts giving you information and showing you how to target them. So there's a lot of stuff out there, but I can't get into it all. Phase 2, leverage. This is important because as you're growing your audience, if you get up to 2,000, 3,000 people on Instagram, right, that you're following, that are following you back, or you have 3,000 friends on Facebook and 4,000 connections on LinkedIn, your newsfeed is full of what? It's full of junk. And it's full of a lot of stuff, which means it's going to be hard for you to find the people that you should be engaging who are connected to you to deepen the relationship with them. So where I'm going with this is now we're not talking about engaging strangers to add them. Now we're talking about once you've added people, how do you stay in their mind and make sure to continue to engage their posts, right? So leverage your time by creating systems that allow you to engage and deepen relationships with the right people you're connected to. What do you mean by the right people? Well, first, let's not talk about the people. Let's just talk about what do you mean create systems. On Facebook, if you can find this out on YouTube, and I'll put this link in the chat, or if you can copy and paste. I don't know if you can do that, Jeff. But this is just a video that teaches you how to filter your list and make a list and filter it so that you can filter your newsfeed on Facebook to just the people you want to see. And it's not hard to do, but Facebook is the only one that allows this. An example of what I mean is if you're on your Facebook, on the
Tony, leave that up for a second. Let me type it into the chat.
Okay.
I can't copy it, so just keep talking. Let me type it in real quick.
Facebook allows you to do what's called create a friend list. And you can drop people, you have to be friends with them already, and you can drop people in a custom list that once you have everybody in this list, you click the list and it filters your newsfeed to just those people. I don't want you to spend too much time on this. The reason for it is, I'll share with you in a second, but what it looks like is when you're on Facebook, on the left-hand side, you'll see Explore, and you'll see the See More button. When you click the See More button, it opens up the list larger, and it shows you one of the categories is called Friend Lists. And when you click Friend Lists, it allows you to do what's called create a list and move people into that list and then filter your newsfeed. Here's the problem. Facebook is the only one that lets you do this, and they only go back 24 hours, which means that if I have, let's say, 100 friends who I think are worthy of my time to always be engaging their stuff because I'm trying to deepen my relationship, and wow, Tony always comments and he always engages my things and says congratulations, he's so nice. Those are the people I'm trying to deepen with. And I have 100 in my list. If only 10 have posted something in the last 24 hours, I'm only going to see those 10. It won't go back a week, like of a week old post. It used to, but it doesn't anymore. So here's a new way that I do it. Since Facebook was the only one that even let you do this, I just stopped doing it because I want to do this on Instagram. I want to make sure I know who to connect with on LinkedIn and engage their stuff. So what you should do, now there is something new, kind of like a list on Facebook. See right above the stories, the squares, right above the stories, there's something new called create, and it's creating a room. And you can add whatever friends you want, right? So when you click create, it's going to say all of your friends or just invite specific friends to this chat room almost. And they know they're in there. Everybody knows who's in there. It's kind of like a not a so in your face Facebook group. And it's just for, you know, your closest friends. That's also can be used the same way a list can. But here's what I really want you to do, because the other platforms don't do this. So for Instagram and LinkedIn, and also Facebook, because you might as well, create a system of referencing an XLS spreadsheet of some sort. that is like that you throw into your CRM, right? A database spreadsheet, an XLS of your top influencers list. Then you or someone, if you're busy and you have somebody on your team, goes down the list and engages twice a week or more. So here's an example. I'm going to throw like 100 influencers on LinkedIn that I really want to stay connected to. There's like 62 people on my Instagram that I really want to continue deepening my relationship with. And there's 300 friends on Facebook. I throw them all in this XLS spreadsheet and I have columns. So it's first name, last name, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, check mark of what platform that they have. Maybe all three, maybe this guy's only a LinkedIn guy and he doesn't have anything else. Now I go down this list and I just first name, last name. There's his LinkedIn. There's a recent post, like, engage, congratulate. Number 2, they're on Facebook and Instagram. See their recent post, like, engage. Tony, this sounds so time consuming. This is called deepening relationships with human beings from your fingertips in a way that no one's doing, and you create a system to allow you to do it so much faster instead of scrolling forever through a newsfeed trying to find the right people. All right, Tony, the right people. What do you mean by this? Who makes the top influencers category? Like, who would be on this special list of mine where I'm always trying to, and by the way, this list is also people who I would pop by. I'd go by their office. I'd invite to a barbecue. These are people I'm truly feeling that I could get the most referrals or business out of, and people I really want to stay connected to.
Hey, Tony, by the way, this which leads me to a question real quick before you go into this, is somebody asked, should you make sure that the people that you're doing this with live near you? So I just add that to your answer when you respond to this.
Not necessarily. The majority are going to be, because that's where the majority of business would come for you, but don't think that somebody out of the area couldn't benefit your business. An example, I have a top influencers list, and then I have a top realtor list. And my top realtors are about 140 huge mega agents from about 20 major cities in America who I guarantee think of me the second they have a referral to my area. So I also want to be engaging their stuff and congratulating, staying in their mind. But for the most part, people who aren't just realtors out of the area, like people in your marketplace, they're going to be the majority in your influencers list for that category. Only 4 reasons I feel someone is influential enough to place in my list and databases to stay connected to. Only 4 things. They don't have to have all 4 of these, but they have to have at least one. Now, if they're a past client, that does not mean they go in my influencers list. If a past client does not fit one of these categories, sure, I'll stay connected and in touch with them, as we all do, but I'm not going to work extra hard engaging their stuff and developing a relationship with them, because I only have so much time. So I'd rather do, these people would be more important. What are they? Number 1, you're influential because of your job. So it's an influential position. Teacher, kindergarten teacher, professor, firefighter, police officer, meaning public safety, government worker, depending on what department. But it's an influential job. They go in the list, even if they're not a client of mine, because firefighters know who? Other firefighters, right? Teachers know who? Other teachers. They're influential because of their wealth. They're just rich, right? Very, very successful, very wealthy. Even if I can't stand this person with a 10-foot pole, I've actually had 3 different times where I almost click the unfriend button because they just make me cringe. They stay on my influencers list. Why? Because rich people know who? Rich people. Wealthy people hang out with wealthy people. $5 million homeowners surround themselves with $5 million homeowners. $1 million condo owners surround themselves with $1 million condo owners. We surround ourselves by equals. It's human nature. So they're in the list. You're influential because you're very charitable, community activists. These are the people that I guarantee you can all think of some woman right now or guy, but somebody on your Facebook or Instagram where every day all she does is post like 19 times some dog that needs to be adopted, or she's always raising awareness for this foundation, or she's always throwing a charity event, or she's the founder of a charity for a great cause. Whatever it might be, those people go in the list. And then last but not least, they're influential because they're just super connected. Social butterflies, I call them. These people are those people that you know that could literally be unemployed and a complete mooch, but every time you go out with them, they know everyone in town. Like, hey Dan, you're like, who do you not know? Like, how are you not like rich? Like, you struggle to even find a job and yet you know everybody in our town. So people like that go in the list, but I want you to also think like connected jobs, not an influential job, a job where you're a super connected person. So an example, hostess of the most expensive restaurants in your marketplace. Because when people are moving here, buying a nice house, where do they dine? Nice restaurants. The head waiter and waitress, the head servers, I'm going to connect with on Facebook and friend and follow on Instagram and deepen relationships with. Because now they're telling that server what? Oh, we're moving here. Yeah, we heard about this restaurant. Oh, are you guys getting a house? Yeah. Oh, you got to call my boy Tony. Nightclubs. Who do we want to add at the nightclubs? The bouncer. Why? Because wealthy people and connected people want to go through the VIP line, right? So now when I go to a nightclub or when I go to a bar or lounge, or we're going out dancing one night and I'm not VIP, let's say, and I have to wait in line for 45 minutes. When I finally do get up to the red rope, hey man, thanks for working so hard. Like you guys are amazing. You guys stand out here all night. Like my name's Tony. This is my wife, Lennon. What's your name? John, nice to meet you. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate it. Keep doing what you do. You know, we'll probably come back. So next time maybe oh dude, Tony, anytime. You just come up to this line and say, is John here? And I'll remember you. You guys have a good night. And now I don't have to. But now somebody comes into town and they want to befriend. Or maybe they're a celebrity or an athlete whose friend gets them into the nightclub. And the athlete says, oh yeah, I'm thinking about, I just got traded, so I'm going to be buying a house. Oh, you got to call my boy Tony. So super connected, managers of restaurants, things like that. Phase three.
If I can comment real quick on that too, is a different way to say it is, I hear it all the time because I do the same thing and talk to people about social. Be very intentional about your social media. If you're only engaging your cousins in Iowa and your brother and your sister, you're not being very intentional. You're being social, and that's fine. But if you want to do what Tony's saying, be very intentional about who you friend and who you follow and who you engage with. Frankly, your family really shouldn't even show up on your feed because you don't need them to refer you business. They're going to do it anyway. It's the people that you want to be intentional, like the bouncer, like you said.
Yeah. Now, and it's not necessarily that it's just their cousins and family. It's also people just getting distracted and they're taking sides and they're getting into religious debates and political debates and arguments, and you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, oh my God, you don't do that door knocking. Don't do it online. You got to be intentional, purposeful, and get out. Otherwise you'll fall down the Alice in Wonderland hole online and you'll never make it back out. So you got to get in, get out. And these are the systems that I try to create to help people do it at a higher level. Phase three, because we're wrapping up and I want to make sure I finish and we have time to do the giveaway. Phase three, attention. So now that I have a system and I have the XLS spreadsheet, now I want to make it easy. John, and now I want to give all of these influential people attention. Why do we want to give people attention? Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language, right? People love to hear their own name and they love gratification and they love attention. So when deepening relationships, it is always better to engage other people's posts than just wanting people to engage your own posts. Give them attention. That's why we're doing it. So what does it look like? When you pull up your influencers list on social media, start to engage them in various ways. You can like and comment on posts, all networks. So that's the easy way to deepen relationship. You just like and comment on everything of them. You could also like and comment on their stories if they don't post a lot, but maybe she's the type of person that just shares a lot of those short video stories that we see. Some of you have learned that in my video marketing program. Like and comment on their live streams if they don't share stories, but they do live streams. Just whatever they do, like and comment on it. What does all networks mean when I say anywhere? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter. How about review platforms? Wait, what? When's the last time, how about this? I want you to think, if you're a top producer on this call and you've done a lot of business, I want you to think of 10 people right now who are your clients that you know own their own business or are in sales, right? Sales, or they own their own business. How many of them have you left a Yelp and Google review 5-star for what they do for a living? I'll let you ponder on that for a little bit. What if I can't find this person I met at the barbecue who's wealthy or has an influential job? What if I can't find them or they are not online? Anywhere. I've looked everywhere. That's fine. If they're one of the very rare offline humans, as I call them, and it's very rare. We're talking about for every 1,000 people you meet, literally 5 might not be online somewhere. But almost anybody I can find somewhere online. You just have to know how to find them. But if I really can't, I'll find the spouse. So maybe I met husband and wife. Husband's a great guy. I want to stay connected with him. He's super connected in my town. He's very wealthy, successful, but he doesn't have any online. Well, I met her too, so I'm going to find her. I'm going to connect with her. So now everything she sees that I do and the attention I give her, I know is getting back to him. What if I can't find the spouse or he's not married? Well, then I'll find his buddy who was with him at that networking event, or her BFF, and I'll stay connected because I know that person talks to them all the time. What if I can't find that person? His coworker, his partner. Okay, his attorney partner is on Facebook, but he's not. Anything now that the attorney partner sees that I'm doing, I know we'll get back to the other guy. I just don't stop. When you pull up your top influencers list on social media, start to engage them, congratulate them on successes and achievements. You can give them compliments. You can wish them well. You can wish them happy birthdays before you go to bed every night. Whoever's birthday it is, if it says Facebook says 19 people's birthdays today, I say happy birthday to all 19. Like their post, takes me 2 minutes. Like their posts, even if you don't like or agree with their post, because it's about giving them attention. Help them when they post questions, needing assistance or recommendations. I don't want you to just think your personal Instagram. I also want you to think your business Instagram. An example of what do I mean is, think about it. Tony Giordano liked your comment. Tony Giordano tagged you. Tony Giordano thinks you're great. Tony Giordano thinks you're great. But then Modern Group also does. See, my business page. Now, if you're John Smith and then your business page is John Smith Realtor or real estate, that's fine. You have to have 2 of everything. But you need to make sure your business page is engaging people. So Modern Group also follows, for example, one of the best steakhouses in Brentwood, here where I live in Los Angeles, Balter Steakhouse. And Modern Group is also right there going to comment on Balter Steakhouse, who I know the manager for. And so then in my comment, I can remind whoever's seeing it, who runs that page, we can't wait to be back at Tony_Giordano. Oh, this is Tony in London's business page. Oh, our friend's Tony in London. And now guess who follows Modern Group back? Their business page. And now it's branding. This is B2B, baby. This is one of the best ways to brand market yourself, as long as you're using your business pages to do everything I'm saying today too. In conclusion, one of the great things that I have seen work over the years, especially with coaching clients all over the United States, is this company called Parkbench. Parkbench makes you a local influencer and they teach you on how to go and build relationships with so many companies and restaurants as the ambassador of the Parkbench website of your town. And it's exclusive, only one agent per area. And I highly advise any of you on this call, go to this link at the top or just call Parkbench and say, I just got off the webinar with Tony Giordano. He said, you guys have a local influencer promotion. Tell me what you guys do. This company is pretty incredible. And Grant will probably kill me, but Grant's the owner, so you could just ask for Grant. Okay. In conclusion, phase 4 and phase 5 have to be classified today because there's just not enough time to go into these strategies. And each of the phases that I just showed you have about 10 techniques and strategies in them each. But phase 4 was create a frenzy. What that is it teaches people how to create a frenzy and raving fans. By now, it's your client's turn to say something nice about you and post something online about the fact that you found them their dream home. And now you can go into their comments of all their friends and like all their friends' comments. And, oh, this is her realtor because my client said, thank you so much, Tony Giordano and Modern Group, for finding me my dream home. And all her friends are commenting, and now I can go and like all their stuff. And they're like, oh, okay. So that's just one of the techniques in there. Phase 5 is the strike. It goes into all the different power scripts that after I've engaged all these people for so long, I now can finally go in for the kill, which I call the lead gen scripts. But there's so many different ways to approach it. But these are actual private messages that I'm going to send these people asking for business in clever ways. Social media is the most powerful connecting tool on the planet when used correctly. If you leave with anything today, leave with that. It replaces cold and creates warmth. It easily can hit boiling hot in a fraction of time. It breaks the ice with anyone. It deepens relationships with our digital connections. It can be used for research, different presentation, not stalking, but I can go pretty deep with this stuff. If I know I'm going to a barbecue and there's somebody I don't know who's going to be there because my friend said they're going to be there, I'll do my research and know that they went to Bora Bora a month ago, even though we're not connected online, but it was right there on their Facebook. And now when I'm standing there and the person is to my right and I'm not even talking to them, I'm talking to somebody else and I go, yeah, my wife and I were thinking about going to Bora Bora. Hopefully we try to find somebody who's been there recently because we don't know what resort. And I can already see in my peripheral the person's face. We just got back. Really? So I can take this far, and I coach people on how far they can take it. It creates guilt and or an obligation for people to use us. That's a whole nother strategy. It enables us to break into any client sphere. All right. So I promised a big giveaway for all of you today. So what is the giveaway? The giveaway is for what you see, a 1-year membership to the group program. That's normally $2,400 a year. So it's a pretty high value for whoever wins this. Now, before I show you, before we do the game winning thing, I do want to remind everybody, Lab Coats and I worked out a special deal for everybody. If you don't win, Lab Coats has a special landing page that instead of $2,400 a year, it's only $9.99 a year, $83 a month. And that is that special landing page that you just saw right here, www.labcoat.risegroupcoaching.com. If you don't win and you want to take advantage of the Lab Coat special discount, it's at this page, all right? And it's well over 50% off. Okay, so here's the thing. Do not text me yet. I'm giving you the key word. Whoever's text that I get first will be the winner with the winning word. The winning word, let me pull it up here because it tracks everything. Okay. Text to that phone number you see, 310-694-5022, the word love.
The suspense, my friend, the suspense.
Text the winning word love to that number you just saw. Oh my goodness.
Maybe put that number up one more time, would you?
Oh, yep. Well, there's plenty coming in, but I can't keep track of, I'm trying to scroll down to get to the winner. It was that number.
There you go.
Okay, the winner is, oh my goodness. There's like 100 texts here. Hold on. I'm trying to get to the first one. Okay, the winner is phone number 952-356-7187. If that is your phone number, please text the number again, your first and last name. One more time, the winning number is 952-356-7187. You are the winner for a one-year membership to my group coaching program. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today.
It's been fantastic. And you know what? I've got a minute or two if you do too. If anybody's got any additional questions, fire away. I've been answering a lot of them live, just been typing them as we've been going. But I have one question that I answered, but I'm going to let you answer it. Do you recommend somebody have two Instagram accounts, a personal and a professional, or do you recommend just having one?
Two of everything. You have to have two of everything because you're building a brand as well. And I think that's where a lot of people, they just don't understand the power of that. Real quick, I'm getting messages that people want that discount link for Lab Coat. There you go. So I just put in the chat that special half off Lab Coat's landing page. Please don't share that link outside of this. That's just for Lab Coats. Okay, so two of everything. Why? Because you're building a brand. So Tony Giordano needs to be engaging and building relationships, but my business page needs to be out there doing the same. And a lot of people tend to think that we're just in the mind of our clients all the time. And it's not the case. And people will even forget you're an agent who are friends of yours, who are acquaintance of yours. Nobody's thinking of us all the time like that. But if I'm working an angle on somebody who I think is influential and we're connecting and they know I'm a realtor, but 3 months later, they're like, I forget what he does, or they just don't pay attention to me that much. But Modern Group keeps liking their stuff too. Eventually they're like, who the heck is Modern Group? Like, what is this? And then they go to it and they're like, oh, this is Tony's company. Oh, that's right. He's an agent. Oh, wow, this is pretty cool. He's got some cool things. Follow. And now they get to see all my business stuff. If you don't have two, it's because you're not busy. Plain and simple. Because how are you posting and building your online identity as John Smith? And if you're busy, then how are you not posting every listing of yours, every client of yours? So that means two things are happening. If I go to your profile on Instagram, because you only have one, and all I see is real estate, because you're so busy that you have to post all your different real estate stuff, yeah, but now you're losing the social, which is also massive ROI. Or if I go to your social page and only for every 9 posts, I see one real estate related post, but the rest is just your social life. And I ask you, where's your business page? Oh, I don't have one. Why? I only see one listing you've posted in the last 3 months. Well, that's because that's all I've had in the last 3 months. Oh, but see, if you have a ton of business, you have to dedicate a business page because you're so relevant. And even if you don't have a ton of business, you got to have two, and just post things that are related to real estate. They don't have to be your own business. It could just be things about your community, your market, but two of everything, especially friend page of Facebook, business page of Facebook, friend page of Instagram, business page of Instagram, personal LinkedIn, personal Twitter, personal YouTube channel. But if you're really building a team, business page, YouTube channel, that if that helps. But definitely
sure.
Facebook and Instagram and are definitely two. You need two each.
And the one person asked what sort of things they should be posting if it's not about real estate. And I think the answer is document, don't create, just share your life. Share more of your life. That's what your audience wants to see. It's a pretty simple answer, I think. You have anything to add to that?
I call it, it's my high five technique. We don't have enough time to get into it, but yeah, it's 90% social on your social personal pages and 10% business. And then it's flipped on your business page to 90% business, 10% social. And somebody in here said, I heard that someone said creating a private group is more effective. It depends. So personally, you add me to a group, I'm hitting unjoin because people get frustrated being added to groups. However, you can make a group very effective if the group gives value. But I'm not giving value to just a bunch of influential people who aren't my clients. I'm not giving value to a bunch of influential people by forcing them into a private group and talking about things that maybe aren't relevant to them. So the time that a private group really works is maybe you make a group dedicated to a neighborhood in your town and you're the admin of that group and no one really knows who owns the group, but all the residents want to be a member of it. Those are huge as long as the group gives them value. Neighborhood watch. Hey, does everybody know the lemonade stand is up again this Saturday? Like whatever it might be, neighbors talking, but nothing even comes close to Nextdoor. Nextdoor is huge, which is the neighborhood social network. That's the neighborhood Facebook. And if you don't know what Nextdoor is and how to be a sponsored realtor of a neighborhood on Nextdoor, you need to look in that too.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And groups can also be effective for just personal stuff. Like I've created fitness groups because that's what I'm passionate about. But people that join the group are also passionate about it. And then they're raving fans. Do you have any tips? We have a question about TikTok. We have done a ton of webinars on TikTok recently. What's your opinion?
The number one most important advantage of TikTok right now is when anything is new, you can build your audience fast because the audiences build quickly when something's brand new, and you can so you got to learn how to hashtag. You got to definitely get content up. For people who have massive followings, it was easy for me to just go into TikTok, not even upload any videos and just announce it to my following. Hey, here's my TikTok. But what I've been doing on TikTok isn't even my own content as much as it is engaging and connecting with other people. And it's proven to be very beneficial because you link your TikTok with your Instagram, as well as you can now add your YouTube channel to your TikTok profile. So you should have one. You should be posting content, engaging other people, because it's gonna eventually find its way out of just fun and good times into more building your brand. But again, my TikTok curriculum is about 4 hours long. So I just couldn't get into all of it right now.
Yeah, well, 100%. And there's plenty of webinars if you want to go find them. They're on my YouTube channel, the Lab Coats YouTube. You can go to the Facebook page. The recording of this is on the Lab Coat Agents Facebook page. It's live right now. You can go watch it anytime, or it will be uploaded to YouTube within probably a week. So you can access the recording. Tony, I think we should wrap it up. We're 10 minutes over. Thank you so much. As usual, this is extremely valuable. It just goes to show you that this stuff isn't necessarily rocket science, but you've got to shift the way you think about social media. And Tony breaks it down. It's so simplistic. It's amazing.
And video marketing. I mean, everything. Like, if honestly, hey, the only thing I can say, this isn't a pitch. If you can afford less than $100 a month for a group coaching program for this curriculum twice a month, there's that discount. Like, my passion is helping people. It always has been. So the more value I can pour on people, the more gratified I feel. So, with that,
love it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
For having me.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. We'll see you next time. Take care, man.
Okay.
Thank you for being on.
Talk to everybody soon.
All right. Bye-bye.